Hey guys, it's Vornskyr here, and today we're back in Elite Dangerous, and we're checking out Beta 2. And this came out a couple of days ago. This is the first time I've really been able to play it because of a number of issues that a lot of people had when the beta first came out. You can actually see it's at Beta 2.03 already, just because of the guys at Frontier obviously working pretty hard to solve problems and that sort of thing. So yeah, let's just take a look at what we've got. So we'll start off in the main menu because we've got these new tutorials. One of which is docking, which is going to be pretty useful for newer players who don't really know how that works. There's also a frame shift tutorial, and a number of these other tutorials, like the combat ones, are actually from the single player combat scenarios, and they've been kind of adapted into tutorials and training missions. So that's pretty good. That's I mean, it's got a bit of a learning curve, this game, so that's tutorials are kind of required, I think. So it's good to see that. So let's load in. And so some of the big changes I'll go through while the game's loading. Playable area has been well and truly expanded. So what they've done is they've unlocked basically a capsule is what they're calling it. It's 100 light years long and 30 light years wide, which equals 500 systems. So that's I think we've gone from what 50 systems to 500. So that's quite a lot. We've also got exploring. So I'll try to take a look at that today. I haven't actually done that before, so I think I know how it works, but I'm not 100% sure. So that could be interesting. There's also a new ship, the ASP. That's a kind of an exploration ship. So it'll take me a bit of time to get to the ships because, as you can see, I've got less than 1,000 credits now. That is because there was a complete server wipe before this beta. So basically, everybody's progress has been reset right to the beginning. You can also see I've got a rank there, a harmless, because that's the reputation systems that's been introduced, which I guess ties into the new mission systems as well. The interface, you can see the interface is looking different right now, and that once I go into the Starport services, you'll see that's been changed a fair bit more. So let's actually do that right now. So this looks a lot different to what we're used to. So we've got these news feeds over here. They don't really do a lot at the moment, but sometimes it works. So we've had 40 ships go through Dahan in the last 24 hours. That's good stuff. The bounties, on the other hand, don't seem to work so well. This is actually the explanation of how exploration works, I should say. So you got to basically the Sidewinder, and I think all the ships. Maybe it's only the Sidewinder, but anyway, it comes with a discovery device basically, which is attached to your fire groups. So I've got it set to my secondary fire group, and then we'll fly by a star or a planet or something and see if we can make that work. Let's keep going through here. So station services, this is where you can refuel and all that good stuff. Munitions, weapons, ammunition, that sort of thing. Repairs, as you would expect. Bulletin board, there's a lot more missions available on the bulletin board, and one thing that I've noticed is that the missions, I don't know if this is actually going to load. Oh, there it goes. The missions are paying a lot more, but that's because everything seems to cost a lot more. I haven't seen one myself for sale yet, but apparently the Lakon Type 9 now costs 30 million credits instead of 3 million credits. So, yeah, things are costing a hell of a lot more. But that's the bulletin board, so you can see we've got a lot more missions available. Contacts, we've got this combat bond contact, which I don't think was there before, but apart from that, it's all the same. Outfitting. Now we've got a livery tab here as well. That's where you'll apply paint jobs. I haven't bought any paint jobs because they're like, I don't know, £5 or something, and that's a bit expensive to be honest. But we've also got a lot more of these systems available for changing out. I'm not sure how many work at the moment and how many aren't available. Apparently you can buy increased cargo storage and that sort of thing. So if you say you can sell your shield generator and your discovery scanner. Apparently you can put in more cargo racks, so you can have a Sidewinder with like 10 cargo capacity or something like that. I don't think there's anything actually for sale at Dahan, but you know, you can actually buy and sell stuff here. Well, not here, but you can do it. So that's pretty cool. This is obviously the ship outfitting being considerably expanded. And then we've got Universal Cartographics. This is basically where you come to buy and sell exploration data. So, you know, there we go. I bought data on whatever that system was. And that's how you do it. So hopefully once I go scan some stuff, I'll actually be able to sell it as well. I'm not sure how much I'll be able to sell it for, but who knows. So you can see we've got a hell of a lot more things available in Dahan. Mostly to do with resource extraction sites. It seems that a lot of systems also have these conflict zones from low through to high intensity. I haven't checked them out, but I guess if you're just spoiling for a fight, you can just go straight into a combat zone and you'll find one. So that's pretty cool. We also got system maps. So if we open the system map up, this is the system map. It seems a bit screwy, kind of navigating around it. You've actually got to click on each planet or whatever. But I mean, it gives you a fair bit of information. And so yeah, that's all cool. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. So that's the system maps, and we'll check out, oh, we're already in the galaxy map. So you exit the system map straight into the galaxy map. So this is the capsule, basically. These are the 500 systems that are available within this capsule. That's going to be a lot of systems, a lot of exploring. I'm just right here in the basic systems. I probably won't be able to fly around that far until I've got better ships up, like unlocked, just so that I've got a greater jump range. But you know, it's all good anyway. So yeah, there's a lot of exploring to do. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so let's launch out of here and we'll see another really cool thing. So you might remember in one of my previous videos, if you've seen that, I was talking about outposts that they were talking about introducing. Well, I'm actually at an outpost right now. So there's no stations surrounding you, you just kind of launch straight out into space. So that's pretty awesome. And so we'll launch out here and we'll take a look around this outpost once it gives me the option. It should be pretty good. There we go. Alright, let's get nice and high up here. So that's the outpost. So it's pretty cool. So a lot of the systems have these outposts. And it's just a nice alternative to the stations. So the station is still here. You might have seen Dahan Gateway on the system map, that is still there. But we've also got these stations, or these outposts. And apparently in some of the lesser populated systems, all you'll have is outposts. This keeps happening. It keeps rigging for silent running. I don't know why. See, it's done it again. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if the controls are bugged or if my joystick is broken or something. Yeah. I have no idea what's going on with that. I literally... Yeah, okay. I logged in for like 5 minutes, made sure the game worked, and started recording, so there's a bit of glitches and stuff that might have to be worked out. But yeah, so that's the outpost. That's pretty cool. So let's find somewhere to fly, and I'll see if I can get some scanning happening. So let's go to... I don't know. Let's go to Wanderer. Why not? I'm still mass locked. So hitting the boost, now my silent running's come back on. And it rolled to the right. I'm really not sure what's going on there. So you can see we've also got these high energy FSD wakes. Now this basically means I think you can go to this wake and scan it, probably with the Discovery scanner, and that will actually tell you where the ship that left that wake is going, and whether it's in Super Cruise or frame shift. So I think a low intensity or low energy wake means it's in Super Cruise, and a high energy one means it's in frame shift. And that kind of ties in with the fact that AI ships will now actually Super Cruise. So I mean, this is a big patch. There's a whole lot that's changed. So there's going to be a lot of interesting stuff to have a look at. I mean, I don't want to go too in depth with some of this stuff that I'm talking about, just because I haven't had a chance to actually test it myself. So I don't want to be giving out too much like incorrect information or anything like that. But anyway, so it's Super Cruise over here. It seems to take longer to Super Cruise now, like Super Cruise between places. Maybe it's just my imagination, or maybe it's that I haven't been in the Sidewinder for a while, but it definitely does feel that way. So, signal source down there. And space does seem a whole lot brighter. Maybe it's just me, kind of imagining things, but it looks like there's just a bit more going on than there was previously. I'm not sure. So let's make our way over to Wanderer. I might have chosen the point that's the furthest possible one away, actually. That probably wasn't the smartest thing I could have done. But I've noticed the incursions are happening a lot more lately as well. I think I basically, because I think you start in Radeon, the Radeon system, when you first come in after the wipe, and I got interdicted like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times just on the way to Dahan, so I'm not really sure what's going on with that. So you can see the wakes while you're super cruising around as well, so you can scan things in super cruise. In fact, I think I can, yeah, so I can actually deploy my hardpoints right now. And now I'm holding down my second fire button, and that scanner just scanned. Apparently, I don't think it actually did anything, probably because I'm too far away from anything. But you can actually scan things in Super Cruise space, or whatever it's called. I don't know. So that's interesting. So you can see it actually tells you your jump range as well when you're in this functions tab. So my jump range is 7.56 light years. I think it's the absolute maximum with nothing loaded maybe is 7.79. I'm not 100% sure about that. There's also pre-flight checks, which I guess you get the pre-flight check when you very first start the game and then it turns itself off by default. I almost didn't even realize that it didn't happen. But the pre-flight check is basically a control setup check. So you run through a number of basic controls like push your stick forward, pull the stick back, all that sort of thing. Which it works pretty well. If you've never played the game, then it's a good way of working out what the controls are. And obviously, as you just saw in the functions list, you can turn it on or off. So it obviously turns itself off after the first time you do it. So where am I going? I'm going to Wanderer. So I've got no idea how this works. So I've got it locked here. There's my destination. So I don't know if I've got to drop out of it to scan it or if I can scan it just from outside here. Let's try Hathor. Hathor is a planet and it's closer. So I'm really close to Hathor. I'll try scanning it here and we'll see if anything happens. And the problem is I don't know what it's supposed to do. If you're supposed to get a message with all that stuff once it's scanned it. Is my info tab going to light up? No. Scan it again. And it does make a noise once it's completed, but I don't know what the noise means. So let's see how close I can get. Maybe if I get myself sucked into its gravity well or something. No idea. I don't want to fly too close. Although I think it'll drop me out of Super Cruise if I get too close. I'll just keep flying closer and scanning. You can see my speed is actually rapidly decreasing the closer I get to it. So it's telling me to slow down now. Not that I can go much slower. Alright, so I'm dropping out of Super Cruise here. So try scanning again. Maybe if I set all power to the systems, I don't know if that'll actually do anything. I'm just kind of playing around, so if this is a bit boring or whatever. I've never tried this before, so... Yeah, I don't know, maybe I've already got information on this system, so it won't give me any more. No idea. So you can see in the fire groups here, that's the discovery scanner down there, so I've got that set to fire group. And my headphones just disconnected themselves. The joy of wireless headphones. Discovery scanner. Looks like it's powered up. I don't know. Alright, well that's enough playing around with the scanners, I think. So let's go check out the Radeon system. And we'll see another one of the outposts there, and I'll actually show you docking on the outpost. So one thing you want to notice, the little compass thing has moved to the right side of the radar to the left-hand side. Not really sure why, but it has. So something to be aware of. It's not really a big change. I mean, you just have to look to the left instead of the right. So a lot of the sound effects have slightly changed. It makes for kind of interesting thing sometimes just to listen to what's different. But I mean, they're not major changes, but it's enough that, so for example, drop out of Super Cruise, it sounds different. Let's see if I can scan this sun. It's not in contacts. Gotta hold my head in the right place. So I'm scanning. Alright. It says it's complete, I don't know what it's doing. Let's go to Azerbaijan Orbital. So that's the outpost at Radeon, or one of them. I think there's more than one. So let's fly towards this bad boy. Shouldn't take too long to get here. And you notice there's a lot more things seem to be showing up on the radar as well. Actually, I don't know how many contacts I've got here. There's one wake. But we've got a ton of things in Radeon. So there's that survey. I think that's probably another outpost. So we're approaching here. So I'm not sure how wide the variety of missions are, or how long it takes you to gain reputation or anything like that. I'll have a look at those in future videos. Oh, going a bit too fast. Might have to loop around here. Yeah. Too fast. Rookie error. Alright, almost there. So there's a high intensity conflict zone right here as well. So we might have to jump into one of those in a future video and we'll see what those are like. I mean, the good thing about flying a Sidewinder is free replacements and everything. Like, it really doesn't matter if you get blown up at this point in the game. So I can jump into those things as much as I want, really. So see, I'm really close to the planet, so I'm flying pretty slowly now, which means it's going to take me longer to get around to this orbital station. I wonder if the outpost actually orbits the planet like in a proper orbit, or if it's just stationary all the time. I'd kind of expect it to actually orbit it properly, but I don't know. That's interesting. Somebody probably a lot smarter than me knows the answer to that. That's actually not that far away, that conflict zone. Alright, so I like how it gives you a ETA to how long it's going to take you to get there. So I mean, it doesn't seem to be working. I've been sitting at 14 seconds for quite a while now. But anyway. Alright, so we can drop out here. Still seems to take a little while dropping in and out of Super Cruise. Although being in the highly populated systems probably means it'll take a bit longer than in some of the outlying systems. But hopefully it will actually drop out rather than just getting all buggy. There we go. Alright. Apparently my shields are offline. It looks like they're online. But that's a bit weird. Alright, so it's dropped us out pretty close to the outpost. So let's request docking permission.
Request granted.
So we're landing at landing pad 1, which is where? There it is, I think. I'm not sure how many landing pads these orbital stations actually have. That may not be 1 actually, I think that says something else. That might say 5, not really sure. Well, we'll just fly around it. We've got 10 minutes, so we'll fly around it until we find landing pad 1. There's one down there. So it's a bit interesting docking at these. It's dark here as well. Hopefully I don't run into anything. So I've also got to work out what the correct way is, if I'm going to be facing the right way round or not.
Warning, landing gear not deployed.
So I think I'm facing the wrong way around at this point. Well, I'll drop down and we'll find out 100% for sure. Yeah, I'm facing around the wrong way. So it's still a 180-degree turn, which is going to take approximately half an hour because of how slow these ships turn when they're doing 0 speed. So apparently you can actually be attacked when you're parked on one of these. Maybe that's just when you're on the surface, because you can drop down into the hangar. So I'm not, obviously it's never happened to me. So that might be one of those wait and see sort of things, I guess. But anyway, we're nearly parked. Docked, whatever you want to call it. There we go. So I guess if you're worried about being on the surface, you just press the enter hangar button and it will drop you down. Where presumably you can't be attacked once you've entered the hangar. No, I'm not 100% sure about that, but anyway. So let's click Starport Services while we're here. So we can refuel, 26 credits. One of the things is that we've got wear and tear. Wear and tear? Wear and tear is what I should say. I'm not quite sure how this works. I mean, you can see everything's still at 100%, but there is a cost to repair it. No? Maybe it only starts doing damage once it reaches 100% or something. I don't know. I'm not quite sure how this works. But it's just something else to be aware of, I suppose. So, do I have anything to sell in Universal Cartographics? Doesn't appear to. So obviously I've still got to work out how exploration and stuff works. I don't think it's as simple as just flying it towards something and holding down a button. But anyway. So I think I'll end this video here. We've checked out a few things. What I'll do next time is I'll look at some of these missions and I'll also check out some of the combat zones. So we'll have a nice eventful video next time, hopefully, with a bit of combat and shooting and pew-pew and all that good stuff. But yeah, so a really big patch, a lot of stuff to check out, a lot of new systems, and it also seems to run really smoothly. I've been getting 50 to 60 FPS pretty much constantly, even while recording. So, and I think previously it would drop a bit below that, so maybe they've done a bit of optimization kind of behind the scenes as well. So yeah, it's a pretty good experience so far. Obviously, there's been a few bugs getting it all up and running, but you know that happens in betas and stuff sometimes. And you know they did a lot of work to fix those problems as well, given that we're in 2.03 already, like 3 days later. But anyway, so yeah, so I'll end this here. Stay tuned for these future videos on Elite. Hopefully, I'll earn a bit of credits and earn my way up to the ASP as well, because I'd like to check that out. But yeah, so until next time, I've been Vornskyr. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.